don't know.
If it was not today, Lord, would I
Ever see the sun on the floor?
through that mystical communication within, we keep on coming. I love to see brothers and sisters
Looking out for one another.
that's the way it should be, not contrary. Oh, no, 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 no. Jah free my people.
Over hills and valleys, so don't believe.
Come on.
Over hills and valleys, so
Come on.
don't believe.
Our dogs won't do to behave like they wanted to. And I got no reason why they are so sad and blue. Places to go, so much to do. Now we want to live on the side of life. Why do they try? Why do they try? Why do they? Why do they try? Why try to make I unhappy?
Really, I don't know.
Why Be strong. Well, I'm gonna take your heart. One day things must get better. Don't go down. One day things must get better. Be strong. Well, I'm gonna take your heart. One day things must get better. Don't go down. One day things must get better. Your rich is white in your own conceit. Don't understand it. Search about. They know. Hey. Let's talk now. Let the reason. Let the reason out alone. Stop. Why? The rich is wise in your own conceit, but let the reggae music search them out. We mourn while your riches increase. Be he not green, it won't last forever. Even at the oppressor, choose none of his ways. Oh no, be not wine in your own eyes. Only child you must praise. Oh, even at the oppressor, choosing none of his ways. They're not wise in their own eyes. Yeah, I said, God and give my strength. Hey, never let I fail. Pulling out the bread God and give us strength. Liberate us.
And good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'm here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. And indeed, it's always a pleasure to be here on with you on Talking Points. And I'm going to say a special good night to all of you joining us via the YouTube, all of you joining us via the Facebook tonight. Hope that you all are having a wonderful night tonight as we get ready to get into tonight's discussion. Yeah, I wonder, but I'll play one more live before I go in. Yeah, I think we're ready to go about now. But first of all, just want to let you all know of this activity for those of you in New York. Yeah, let me.
Go use the sugar, and together we are complete, darling. Heat me up. Only you alone can put fire back in the soul. Heat me up. I'm not telling you.
Well, indeed. Well, wait. I said the thing had more in it. Yeah, Yeah, well, yes. Anyway, so the New York support group, they're having their brunch. That's going to be taking place Sunday, the 27th of April. They're advertising early. All right, West Indian food, music, dance, meet, and mingle. And it's going to be taking place at 302. Let me just get the thing properly here. Right. Yeah, 302 East 91st Street between Lenox and Clarkson. And for just a donation of $30, music by DJ Jude and DJ Small Clothes. For ticket information, you can contact Kathy at 347-262-6818, Wilson at 917-754. Let me just raise it here. Let me make thing. Wait, no, wrong one. I got to pull it off and get the next one to. Yeah. We got to get the next one to put big. Nice. Let me see. All right, nice. Yeah, we get a proper one that we could put big now. Nice, right? Yeah. So we have Kathy at 347-262-6818. Wilson at 917-754-1319. Wendy at 917-602-1476. And Aisha at 917-520-3164. All right, so it's from 10 a.m. until when? That's Sunday, the 27th of April. So for those of you who are going to be in the New York area, you're heading up, the New National Party support group, they're having their brunch. Yeah, and it's going to be West Indian food, music, dance, and you're going to get the opportunity to meet and mingle. All right, I'm not sure who might be up there. You never know. And it starts from 10 a.m. until you say when. So that's at 302 East 91st Street between Lenox and Clarkson Avenue. For just a donation of $30, the New National Party New York support group. All right, nice. Yeah, and outside of that one, you know, the Grenada Nurses Association, they're always doing a lot of work up there. And let me see if I can find their thing here. Right, yes, the Grenada Nurses Association. So let's hear from them, yeah?
Now, this is what you have been waiting for. And by public demand, Grenada Nurses present a bus tour to South Dakota. 11 days and 10 nights in one exclusive package. 11th to 21st July 2025. All for $1,700. Visit Mount Rushmore, the Badlands and Black Hills of South Dakota. The Toledo Museum of Art. The Unique Journey Museum. The High Plains Western Heritage Center. The Wildlife Loop Road at Custer State Park. The spectacular Crazy House Memorial. And much more. Discover South Dakota and have yourself a treat. An unforgettable lifetime experience. For more information and reservations, check Joylyn Frederick at 718-496-3730, Wendy McGuire 917-602-1476, or Ryman Frederick at 646-322-8385. Join us, the Grenada Nurses. We are going to South Dakota. Call and book now to South Dakota.
Yes, indeed. So the Grenada Nurses Association, you got all the information there. We're going to play it again a little later down in the program. And folks, remember, we do have up on the YouTube, we do have up the where you can donate for the young one here, the super chat thing. For those of you who know how to use it, I know most people don't understand it, but for those of you that know how to use it, go ahead, use it. And we're going to be, whatever you donate, we're going to give to that young cancer patient, the 2-year-old cancer patient. Kimita, send me the poster, please. Yeah, I think I need the poster. Send me the poster, please. All right? Nice. We have to remind people. All right? Folks, the phone lines are open, 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside. And let me say a good night to all of you joining us on the YouTube. And let me see who's there. Gillian Noel, Errol Bonaparte, Listra Abraham, Phyllis Mitchell, Kathleen Ledlow, Vanessa Lalji, Francis George, Alban Harris, and I see Claude Abraham, Agnes Henry, Ruth Chitterman, Byron Frank, Deborah Laborde, Faithlyn Halley Douglas, Shirley James, David Lanclus, Alcy Peters, Shajan John, Carib Spice, I see you there as well, Tyrone Marcel, Gavin Thomas, Olive Mitchell, Jackie Raymond, Rosalind Jones, Michelle Alexander, Joyce Lewis, Rick English, good night to you. Jesse Sherry, what's up, my dear? And Christopher Johnson, Cicely Celestine, Clive Raymond, Janice Mitchell, Hermina Batiste, Dalma Scott, Agatha Batiste, Jerome Lois, Deborah Flanders, Anastasia Peterson, Roland Batiste, Patrick Frank, Shanron Thomas, Yolan Pariag, Moko Joseph, Christine Alexander, Cynthia Thomas, Chris London, good night to you, bro. I see you fighting up. Antonito, good night to you. Winnie Simon, Stephanie John, Cynthia Bartholomew, Transparent Judge, good night to you. Denise Sandy, Jakeem Williams, Kathleen Knights, good night to you. Norma Felix, I see you, Red Girl Pascal, and Ceylon, what's up, bro? Good seeing you, man. Raw Lois, and let me see who's there. Leroy Smart, Pamela Hackett, Vera Wellington, John Stafford, Renee Zodi, Dominic Antwine, Leroy Smart, Art Willie, Merle Patrick. And who I have missed, it was not willfully done, but you know when you're scrambling through the list there. And I think I missed a callback caller, 440-737-347-329-3101. We got quite a lot to speak about tonight, but giving you the opportunity early up, saying a special good night to the listeners joining us via Real 91.9, 91.5 FM. And again, we apologize for last week, Tuesday. It was due to no fault of our own. There was a power outage in the studio, and as such, we did not connect in time to the station. And we go to the phone lines. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night. How are you?
I'm good. I'm looking for the meeting yesterday, but I'm not seeing it on YouTube.
I think it should be on. I think it should be on by now. I think they had some sort of technical problem they had. I'm not sure. But it should be back on right now. Because at a point in time they started having internet problems again last night. So it should be okay now.
Thank you.
Yeah, if it's not on now, it should be on before midnight tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks. Yeah. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yes, indeed. And let me see what else we've got here. And yes, they got a barbecue and luncheon. Yes, barbecue and luncheon. And we're going to come to the barbecue and luncheon just now. Let's go to the the person chopped the car. Oh no, that's on the overseas line. Yeah. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
What's going on, my brother?
I'm great, man.
Sheldon, I remember during the campaign, this guy had mentioned once that he, with any one of his team, which is the ministers in government now, could debate anyone on the NP ministers. And I was hoping that Dr. Kidd had took them on, because they never work in the ministry, and you have been proving that. They don't know how the ministries function. So what I would like to see now, I would like to see Miss Evelyn Pierre debate the gun. And I would like to see Nolan Cox debate the guy in Carriacou who like to display his private parts and post it on the internet.
Well, no, brother. Don't put me in don't put me in no problem, eh? So I don't know who you're talking about when you're talking about that. Be very careful with your statements again. I do not have $6,000 to pay a lawyer. All right? Just be careful with your statements. All right, go ahead. Hello? Hello? But it seems as though he's gone. Yeah, no, you have to be careful with your statements. Yeah, you might be upset about something, or you might be... Yeah, but when you make certain statements in a certain way, you are putting me at the chance of having to find $6,000, get a lawyer, go and get the lawyer now to file a defense, because if I don't file a defense, I'm going to lose in default and end up having to pay money and that sort of thing. So let's be careful. All right, just saying that. Let's be careful. There's ways to say what you have to say without putting me in trouble. That's all I have to say. We've got a caller online. Hello, good night.
Fadu.
Hey, what's in Fadu? How you doing?
Brother, what going?
Medea, man, Medea. You know we go with Father.
Right, still less. I got some questions. I actually made some points about it, you know. Quick question though. You remember those people, those agencies and stuff that came in to do the housing projects after Beryl? Are their houses completed?
Well, the Trinidadian company Helping Hands, or what their name was, they completed the ones that they were doing. I think they offered, I think it was 27. They completed what they
27.
had to do in Carriacou, and they've gone. There's another company, I believe, that have been contracted by the government of Grenada that are to be doing prefabricated houses in, well, I know for Carriacou. I'm not sure if they're doing any on mainland, but I know for sure for Carriacou. That company is supposed to have built a few already, but as we all know, only three houses.
Only approximate number?
Only 3 houses have been built in Carriacou under the Build Back Better program, and under
3
that other
houses.
program, I don't think any have been built.
Wow.
I can't say for sure.
I think
as far as
Project
I know.
500 have a remodeling too.
Well, Project 500 seems to be Project Nothing, because like we had to drop the 5 and just leave it at Project Not, because up to now there's not a single house that has been delivered to a single Grenadian under Project 500, and it seems as though they're still struggling to build the show houses.
That's madness. One of the first points I have is love of country, right? Something I hear being pushed by a lot of individuals, and I have some questions about that. I mean, that might be a bit lengthy. I hope you can give me a little time, yeah? So,
well, once you clear up within the next 7 minutes, go ahead. Cut on.
Yeah. I can match it. So, what I'm saying though is, like, other groups are able to come and fulfill jobs in a couple weeks to a couple months, what the government hasn't been able to do in like over 2 years. That's what they're suggesting to me, right? I think about all the acts and stuff being passed. When you really check on it or focus on it, it's only the businesses or individuals that more or less come in to exploit Greens, the Tri-Island State, Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, that the laws benefit for, or it seems to appease their agenda, innit? Right?
Yeah.
The next topic I had was visual interpretation.
That's an interesting one.
Yes, I think it's ludicrous. Visually, it's ludicrous to me that the government championed the celebration of independence, which means to be by yourself, more or less. To tell the ladies to that, independence means that you're alone, right? So they champion independence to that degree, but then they tell people that they need help. That shows a high level of incompetence to me. Show me that you really can't do the job, bro. Do you understand? That's the visual interpretation I get from that. No, I want to talk to the powers that be, some of the citizens of Grenada on this topic, you know. How is it justifiable that bus conductors looking for honest day work could get charged or penalized for not looking apart, right? School children are being sent home based on they not looking apart. And we have a miss, which means a mistake, yeah? Sorry, more or less. It means wrong. That what miss means. We have a miss. Putting on slippers in state officiated meetings, wearing sandals and stuff. Like, what visual interpretation is that? How is it that the citizens are saying, nah, that school child can't come to school because they don't have no shoe? It might be a problem. Their pants not right and all that. But look at the outfits being fitted by certain individuals in certain meets, which is supposed to be like official meets. How is that justifiable by the people? The next one I want to go on, is the churches. How is it that some of the churches' rules are being dismissed based on a large donation? How is it that the things that people go to jail for, people have been penalized for and chastised in public for generations, for eons? How is it that those rules now are being passed by based on some donations or they get in? Why is it that the dysfunction in our society, well, I should say, like, I'm not in a place to really talk about morals here because I've done my deeds too. But
we all have my brother.
There's certain things that give certain responses or certain results. And if you've been through the pipeline, you could know there's a lot of people out here claiming to know the pipeline, but don't really know it because they never really have a hard day. You understand? It's like the champion for kids. I totally support that, but who's taking care of the kids? It's not the parents. So if the parents are not in a good position to take care of the kids, how is it that, you know what I mean, the thing's supposed to move without dysfunction? It makes no sense. It doesn't add up. I hope you're understanding where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they're looking at it like these kids are making decisions for themselves and not paying attention to is actually people that putting the kids in the position to send them to school. So if these parents are not taken care of in a degree that, you know what I mean, is acceptable, how is it that these kids could move forward with the plans that they're talking about? It makes no sense. It doesn't add up. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So another thing on the visual interpretation again, if it is that the government is a continuum, right? How is it that there's no continuations of anything? So is it a suggestion that everything was so messed up that everything needs to be revamped? So all the years that people been benefiting from different resources and circumstances, all of a sudden it's just not good for us, or the people not effective enough or efficient enough to do the job. So you have no administrations that have advisors to the advisors that have no advisors. It's ridiculous, fam. All right, last thing, let me jump off. I want to talk about information. Now, do you know where an individual as myself could get an idea of the syllabus being taught in the schools? Is Grenadian history being taught in the schools?
You should be able to get that from the Ministry of Education. I know previously I have requested from either the teachers in the school itself. If I have a child in a school, you could request from the teacher, what is the syllabus? Because I like to know what it is that the child is going over.
They're teaching. Yeah.
So I always like to know what the syllabus is saying. So you could request the syllabus from the teachers, or alternatively, you may be able to get one from the Ministry of Education. But
Okay.
Well, I go to the teachers.
I'll look into that and then address it at a later date, right? Something to be cautious about, is that I notice a lot of fake content being pushed online, especially the YouTube. Now, I came across two programs, more or less, and I was looking to check it out, right? And it was crazy because the headline was captivating, but then it was strange to me because, like, okay, that makes no sense. I won't call it because I don't want to get more likes or views.
No,
on
but
that. So
I know what you're talking about, and it's in relation to Grenada and projects in Grenada.
Exactly.
And there's a photo of the current prime minister there. But everything that's said in those videos, and it's not one, it's not two, it's about 20 of them now. Many of them on some sites that you have that originate in other countries with sometimes as much as 200,000 followers, 500,000 followers.
Yes.
And everything that is said there is fake. It's not true.
Everything, even some of the picture representation, the visual representation.
Well, nearly none.
That they use.
Nearly none. Grenada.
Nothing have to do with Grenada, apart from the selected ones that they choose. No, it was crazy to me. Then I realized, now when I was looking at it, I realized one of them was an AI voice. The reason I said that is because there were some pronunciations of certain words that's local that it couldn't do.
You can tell, yeah.
Right. So this is what was amusing to me. So I went into the comments because I wanted to see like how people read this, because I thought it was just bogus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if there was like 40 persons on the page, everybody was saying, "Yo, I live in Grenada. That's not so. That makes no sense. That's BS." There was one person that talked about like Grenadans not grateful and all that. So I was like, hold up, that ain't making no sense. So I actually looked at the profile. It was a fake profile. It was more or less a clone page, innit? You get me?
Fake,
so then there was some others.
Fake.
There was some others I checked out, and in the comments you see like, okay, I love my PM, and I was like, okay, well, Grenada's supposed to be God friend and all that, but they don't really talk like that. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at those profiles again, and all of them was fake.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's all this effort, all this energy and resources could be put into situations like that, and we still got people in Carriacou and PM not comfortable, bro. We have people on the own main island not comfortable. Family.
I have a lot of stuff to play tonight. I might even run out of time.
Yo, listen,
because
I'm telling you, time.
Well, I'm telling no, but before you go, bro, because you just raised a very important point there about this AI thing. Mm-hmm. Now, Facebook has removed restriction in relation to fake content. So the restriction that was there before, that would have saved us from a lot of things that are definitely fake. Facebook, since the beginning of the year, has removed that restriction. So a lot of people are just posting stuff posting all sorts of nonsense, and
Yes.
there's a considerable portion of people online who are believing what they're seeing.
Facts.
They're
Because
not-
they're not
they're not-
doing research.
Yeah, so they
And
see something,
If they do research, it's from an information bias.
and a lot of this stuff that's being generated is feeding into what people want to believe. So
Exactly,
people, for
information
instance,
bias.
there's a constant one I keep coming up with some, and I'll just use this example as an example of what it is, of some black Japanese samurai. That didn't exist. There was one black samurai, yes, way back, but they keep putting up these pictures of them that were created using AI, which are AI generated story, and people are believing it, not realizing that these things are fake.
Facts. But can I say this though about the samurai thing?
Yeah.
It's there's one that's highlighted.
Yeah, there's one
But-
that was real. Yeah, one is
Right.
actually
But
real. Yeah.
if you do the history track of like all so-called groups or subgroups in the world, you realize that the origin actually starts with black people, yeah? Well, melanin people.
Everybody
but
started.
melanin people.
But everybody started.
Right. There's some there's in fact they are our children. They just get they backslide, or they say they backslide. Yeah, you get me, and they come back with a vengeance because like they come back to see mommy and daddy. If you realize there was a period when we say certain people could not jump, right now they're dunking, right now, innit?
Yeah.
It's because of the integration. You see it?
Fadu.
Don't let it slip. They have actually minuscule the males, us, our skin type, and make it in a situation where we look like like dinosaurs, like we almost extinct. To hear our own females saying, okay, well, you see, I don't need that in my life. You see, man? But they come through and scoop up everything, though. They walk away with all half of the money and everything, right? If you notice, all the athletes, all the entertainers, it's like they get that with a package deal, which is crazy to me.
I don't move on now because other than that, I go get to play everything after that.
Another first one day. Salute, brother.
Yeah, that no, bless up, respect, my bro. Yeah, man.
Safe travels, yeah.
Yes, indeed. And folks, let me hold on the phone calls for a little while. I just want to get through two sets of things here. One, sorry for those on Facebook, though. I'll be early up tomorrow night. Denise, good night. Sorry. Right. The barbecue. Let me just get through this quickly. Because I have quite a lot when I check. I have a lot of stuff to play tonight. So the barbecue luncheon that's coming up on the River Sally Hard Court. That's the St. Patrick East New National Party support group. They are having that barbecue luncheon that's taking place on the 29th of March. So you have enough time to save up to go up there and make your plans and thing. Yes, Marilyn? Yes, all you have enough time to save up and make your plan, Mammy George. Make your plans to go up there and get your barbecue and so that's going to be taking place at the River Sally Hard Court, starting at midday, going until 10 p.m. They're going to have barbecue chicken, $15, barbecue pork, $20, grilled fish, $20. All meals come with selected sides, potatoes, salad, chow mein, or rice and peas. And of course, they have an ice cold bar awaiting you. For more details, you can call 533-8797 or 415-8008. All right, so that's the barbecue luncheon of the St. Patrick East New National Party. And then this Friday at the New National Party headquarters in Tempe, it's going to be the after work lime. You know, the thing getting so big just now, they said they want to call it the after work lemon because the thing getting bigger than just a lime, right? So it's going to be taking place this Friday. It's the after work lime. Starts from 4 p.m. and of course, you don't have to pay to enter. All right, and it's gonna have drinks and food on sale. So they're gonna have like barbecue, chicken, pork, etc. on sale, and they're going to have drinks on sale. It's gonna be taking place at the New National Party headquarters. It's a good opportunity to come and meet with the members of the executive and the parliament team of the New National Party. So it's a good opportunity to come, interact, meet everybody, and so on. And also a good opportunity if you come and you want to sign up one time. You could sign up same time and all kind of thing. All right, nice, yeah. So that's going to be taking place this Friday from 4 p.m. at the New National Party headquarters in Tempe, St. George. We've been through the brunch already with the New York support group. That's coming up on the 27th of April. Hey, the Gilbert family, they're having a reunion. Right, so that is the 20th of April. All Gilbert. Yeah, head on out. The 20th of April, 10 a.m., white t-shirt and black buttons wear. Wildwood Park, BBC Beach, Grenada, St. George. All right, so they have food and drinks and all kind of thing. Donation. Okay, call 403-7635. So all Gilbert, call 403-7635 and you can get in touch for that Gilbert, Daddy Gilbert family and them, right? Nice. New National Party. Yeah. Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch. They've got the NNP Carriacou and Petit Martinique Carnival activities that's taking place February the 28th. So that's this Friday. They'll be having an after-work lime starting at 4:30 up there at the party office in Carriacou. So party office in Carriacou having the lime, party office on mainland having the lime. All right. On March the 1st, they've got breakfast. That's going to be taking place again at the party office starting at 7 a.m. And on March the 3rd, because Carriacou Carnival is this weekend coming, right? So on March the 3rd, they've got the Juve morning breakfast. That starts at 7 a.m. So that's Monday morning next week. All right, so head on out. Those of you going to Carriacou for Carriacou's Carnival, you can take part in that. So, folks, yeah, over the weekend, I've been paying quite a lot of attention to many statements that I hear being made and so on, yeah? And the thing is this, we had, and let me get to this part first. Yes, Oswald Belfon, we must give Fadu a little more time. We will give Fadu a little more time, don't worry. But tonight, as I say, I have a lot to play. And even something Fadu mentioned a while ago is going to come up in a little while. Now, the thing is this. First of all, let me just speak a bit about the meeting last night, which ended up like a mini rally. And I want to congratulate each and every one of you that came out, especially the crew from the town of St. George that were there in their numbers up front. They ain't hide. They was there in their numbers and up front last night. Want to say a special good night to each and every one of you. And again, thank you all for coming out last night. All right. It was a wonderful meeting. I know some folks are asking, it should be up in a little while. I'll double check from here and make sure that it's up for those of you that missed the meeting last night and so I want to see the atmosphere, see what happened last night. The political leader was on point. In fact, on Wednesday, we're going to play bits and pieces of the presentations of the different speakers there. All right. But this weekend as well, I was paying particular attention to the issue as obtains with the Public Workers Union and their payments. Again, the government, I think they made a payment on Friday, but they didn't make the entire payment. So they still withheld the payment that they took since December. They withheld that payment and they made other payments. But the government has also challenged the Public Workers Union because now, according to Senator Andre Lewis, it seems as though the government is taking over from the Public Workers Union with the role that the Public Workers Union is supposed to be playing. Because now the government is asking the workers, now, if you are part of a union and the union says to you that we are increasing the payments by whether it's 1% or 0.5% or whatever it is, that's between you and the union. Now, the employer cannot decide after decision has been taken in the correct and legal way by a union, cannot decide arbitrarily that they are not going to take the money from the workers and pass it on to the unions. And that became the topic of discussion yesterday on the Bob Report. And I should have here a piece by Senator. I want you all to hear some of what Senator Andre Lewis said yesterday on the Bob Report. Let's see a bit of what Senator Lewis was speaking about.
In the Caribbean, it has sent shockwaves. Because for us, we need to put this thing in proper perspective. I know that the signature came from the CABSEC, but the CABSEC is representing the government. And the government as an employer, and the government has a philosophical position on unions. And this has the implications of creating a dangerous precedent that can lead to further industrial unrest, because trade unions must not and will not accept these interferences into our internal affairs. I have seen that what came out from the government, and I'm going to keep saying the government, what came from the government in terms of the latest press release, took on the role of public relations officer of the Grenada Public Workers Union and asking members of the union to contact the government if they need any clarity on issues on a union matter, speaks about the direct interference in the internal operations of a bona fide and legitimate organization, an organization that has its founding in the Grenada Constitution, because Section 11 of the Constitution recognizes the right of each individual to belong to organizations and groupings, and in particular trade unions. I'm just paraphrasing here. And this is not a case where Jews were not taken out before. The union Jews of the Public Workers Union, members of that bargaining unit, has always been taken out. And the question that must arise is why now? And because my information is that the last Jews that the Public Workers Union had received was in November of 2024. Although the new structure was supposed to take effect from January 2025. So it begs into question, what is the objective with a particular timing now of this engagement, this involvement, this interference in the internal affairs of the union? And we have to guard this. Could you imagine, that the members of the public or the trade union seeking to get information or question other organizations when they took the decisions based on the Constitution? So it's a dangerous precedent.
Well, could you imagine if Dr. Mitchell, former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, did that, what the current government would be saying?
Well, I know. And you see, Mr. Lailan Ramdani, which stood out to me because of the stadium when he made that address, and you brought it back and it came to me.
Mm-hmm.
In his engagement with the population on February 7th, I think it was 2023, 2024, 2023, things 24, whatever year it was, spoke about the need for tolerance and the need to have engagement with people with different views or differences on a national macro level. What we can't see an employer. How does an employer, most of the government, and let's not single out the CABSEC. Yes, it came from a pen, but the CABSEC must be reflecting the mindset of the administration. The CABSEC cannot and will not, with a government letterhead and the position that is held at that office, reflect a personal position. Even after, I'm sure, the PM would have intervened, even if he knew about it before, let me make this point, but after the General Secretary of the Caribbean Congress of Labour, Comrade Michael Anaset, and myself as President of the Caribbean Congress of Labour, engaged directly in a discussion in Barbados during the heads of government meeting. And the assurance was given that this matter was resolved. And therefore it was very disconcerting to have seen their release that came out the day after, asking members to petition, a petition from the government to determine whether yes or no. It is one thing to say, yes, I have seen a correspondence that you sent out. But it's another thing to ask, yes or no. This is a vote, and this is a petition, similar to what was done before. Petition to bring the union to its knees, right? Engaging in salary negotiations, which today workers have turned around and recognized that we ought to have got more. The point I'm making here, Dr. Ball, I want to use this opportunity to appeal to our members, all workers, right across the board, that we must support whichever political party we want, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to bread and butter issues, because without the finances, the organization, the unions will not be able to deliver the quality and the level of services that are required.
So it's a good thing to hear all the I would like to say all the unions, but I don't know if you all realize, like I've realized, that the other unions in Grenada are strangely very silent. The regional body, has written to the government of Grenada in relation to this particular issue. That the government, as it is now, is attempting to destroy the Public Workers Union. The same thing that we have been saying for the last 2.5+ years. That this government is attempting to destroy the unions, not just the Public Workers Union, but all of them. We are yet to hear a single word. Somebody tell me if it was on news tonight, nah? Because we still await word from the Grenada Union of Teachers in relation to this issue. Because we all know, in the past, when the Grenada Union of Teachers was protesting against any particular issue or raised concerns about any particular issue, the Public Workers Union was in line and in step with them immediately. They were cooperating with them. They would say, yes, we stand in solidarity. Remember, there's actually Solidarity Week sometime in October that the trade unions have, you know. That they meet and greet and talk and all sorts of things. So you're not getting that sort of solidarity from the other trade unions, and you have to ask yourself, why? Why is it that certain candidates who are putting themselves up for the leadership of the Public Workers Union are saying to the workers, as one of their programmatic platform issues, that they will not enforce the increase, knowing full well, as was expounded on by Mr. Brian Grimes, the outgoing president of the Public Workers Union, that knowing full well that if that is not put in place, that the union, financially and otherwise, will die. We already have unions that are going through significant financial problems in Grenada. We have unions that lose their headquarters that were left from them from the formation. We have unions that nearly can't even come out from it. There are unions that have gotten to that stage. And it seems as though, there is a concerted effort here to destroy the Public Workers Union. Now, myself, I am no friend of the Public Workers Union. I'm no friend of any union. I might be a trade unionist in my mind, but I'm no friend of the trade union movement. So I'm trying to be and say that I'm a friend. I'm a friend of the workers. Whatever is best for the workers, if there's the trade unions, no problem. But trade unions have a very important role to play. And the question asked by Dr. Bob that was not responded to there was a very important question. Could you imagine this happening under Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell? Because had this happened under Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, you and I know fully well, every one of you listening to this program tonight, whether you like me or don't like me, whether you like the program or don't like the program, whether you like Dr. Mitchell or don't like him, every one of you know exactly what would have been taking place here in Grenada had a new National Party government attempted to do what this government has done. You all know very well what would have been taking place. You'd have, right now, you'd have march taking place from Tantine to Queen's Park or Queen's Park through town, across the Carriacou, into Tantine. You definitely would have had all sorts of protests taking place right now within the state of Grenada. But because it is not the new National Party in power, some of the trade unions ain't even showing solidarity, not even to say a word. Not even a word. A sister trade union has not received their money since November last year. They had to basically beg the Prime Minister in Barbados. You heard Senator Andrew Lewis. Basically, you have to beg the Prime Minister out there in Barbados at the heads of government meeting, the Caribbean Congress Labor Unions, President and Secretary General, I believe, spoke to him. He said, okay, they're going to sort that issue out, kind of distance yourself from it. And you can't distance yourself from it, Mr. Prime Minister. The Cabinet Secretary is a creature of the Constitution of Grenada. Let me repeat. The cabinet secretary, the secretary to cabinet, is a creature of the Constitution of Grenada. The cabinet secretary's job, according to the Constitution, is to carry out and pass on the dictates of the cabinet. So when the trade unions get a letter signed by the cabinet secretary, it's not the cabinet secretary decide, well, wait, them asking for that, they ain't getting that, and cabinet secretary sign a document. This is Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell in action. This is Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell and his entire cabinet in action. They are the ones that sat down and decide that they're not going to give the union their money. And as far as I am concerned, there is no logical, sensible, or reasonable reason why they can say that they're not going to be giving the unions, even if it's the normal payment. Say, okay, it was at this percentage, we're going to continue to give you that until you prove, even though tell them until they prove it be wrong, but at least to keep them active. But no, they have refused, and even when they've made a payment now, because they come under pressure now, they've made a payment, but they still have not made the full payment, and they still have made it conditional. So now, the Caribbean Congress of Labour, folks, I will come back to the phone lines in a while. Give me a little time. I will come back to the phone lines, all right? Yeah. So the Caribbean Congress of Labour, let me just pull this up so you all can see what I'm speaking of here. Yeah? The Caribbean Congress of Labour condemns Grenada's government interference in Grenada's Public Workers Union affairs and demands immediate release of union dues. Yeah? So it goes on, the Caribbean Congress of Labour has been made aware that by letter dated January 17, 2025, the Office of the Secretary to the Cabinet has requested that the Grenada Public Workers Union provide evidence of its 2024 annual council meeting, including the attendance register and proof of consultations held with public officers regarding changes to the dues, services, and structure. Right? So I'm not going to read the rest because it's pretty long here. So the Caribbean Congress of Labour, the regional body, they call on the government of Grenada to immediately release all withheld union dues without preconditions, cease any further interference in the democratic processes of the Grenada Public Workers Union. The CCL stands in full solidarity with the Grenada Public Workers Union and will continue to closely monitor this situation. We trust that the government of Grenada will take swift and necessary steps to resolve this matter and reaffirm its commitment to respecting workers' rights and trade union freedoms. I'll come to the phone lines in a while. I see the phone lines ringing. I'll come to them in a while. So, folks, this is not a creature of creation of the cabinet secretary. Her name is the one that's being bandied about. And both gentlemen, Mr. Brian Grimes and Senator Andre Lewis, made that sort of clear that while a letter is signed and sent by the cabinet secretary, she is simply carrying out the instructions given to her by the cabinet of Grenada. In other words, is Deacon that do that? Yeah? Is Deacon that do that? So don't try to play innocent like it have nothing to do with them. What has happened is that the tail of the scorpion has turned on and bite them. They play with the scorpion. Yeah, you know, if they thought was they probably thought was crayfish. So they went playing with the scorpion thinking it's crayfish. And the tail come back and sting them. Because look, let's have a look at the letter that was sent to the trade union. And this is dated the 17th of January 2025. And this is the letter that was sent to them, where it makes reference to letter dated December 13th, where the union sent their letter saying that they need to get their dues and that kind of thing, right? They have a change. So the cabinet secretary, Ms. Cavallet, she has signed this. But remember, she signed it, but it's not from her. It's from the government. Yeah, somebody asking me, Ray, on this matter. Ray ain't going to talk nothing on this. And Ray is a former member of the Public Workers Union. I didn't think you were talking that. Yeah. It asks for a change. So the reference is made to that. The cabinet office has not received correspondence from the Grenada Public Workers Union with respect to its request for the following. report of the annual general meeting, attendance register, evidence of consultation held with the public officers on the change in the dues service structure. The office, that's not a business. That is, let me tell you, that's not government business to be asking for those documentation in relation to a meeting. Yeah? And then you had, on Friday, you had this release. Let me see if I can get it here. Yeah. You had this release, and let me just put it in a way here. You know, I just had to put it big for you all to see, because I know some folks are looking at the program on their phone. Good night to you, Camille, Teresa, Scott. I hope you're having a good night tonight, eh? Right. Yeah. So let me pull this one up here. This letter was sent, and you see it comes from the Cabinet Office of the Prime Minister. Not the Ministry of Labor, not the Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance isn't asking for clarity in relation to a payment they have to make. The Minister of Labor isn't asking a trade union to verify some information. This is coming from the Cabinet Office. This is Deacon Mitchell in action. So it says, press release, Grenada Public Workers Union announces increase in fee structure. Now, where does the government get the wherewithal to send out a press release on behalf of the Public Workers Union? They have a representative who is the PRO. They have their own mechanisms for sending out this information. But instead of that, the government has taken over the role now of the trade union and is sending out press release on behalf. That's the first time I've ever heard about that any part of the world. Even in North Korea, Vietnam, them kind of place there, you don't hear about that kind of thing taking place. But here in Grenada, the government is sending out. Imagine in North Korea, the trade union sends out their own stuff. Yes, the government may have a hand in it, but they send out their own stuff. Here, the government even take over that role too. So they're worse than even what goes on in North Korea. So, the Grenada Public Workers Union has officially announced an increase in its fee structure. That is not them to announce. Set to take effect from January 1st, 2025, the updated structure was communicated to the government of Grenada via a formal request from the union. That request would have been the December request referred to in the other letter. Under the new fee arrangement, workers earning a monthly salary up to $2,000 will be required to contribute a fixed fee of $20. For workers earning $2,001 and above, the fee will be calculated at 1% of their salary. The government of Grenada has expressed its commitment to honoring the union's request and ensuring that the revised salary deductions are implemented. And as part of the implementation process, all relevant government departments have been notified, and members are encouraged to acknowledge receipt by signing yes or no and returning the circular to the Cabinet Office no later than February 24th. That's the day, to facilitate the deductions and payments by month end February 25. So in other words, the government of Grenada is saying, we don't care what you, the union, say. We don't care what your membership or your leadership say. We are only going to pay. We are only going to pay when you get all your workers, whether it's 4,000, 6,000, how much workers, when you get each and every worker over the weekend and the work day today, when you go and find every single civil servant who is paying union dues, you have to go and find every one of them and get that letter back to the Cabinet Office by the end of today. Remember, this letter was sent out on Friday. Friday, you know? So I don't know where they're finding most of those civil servants on Saturday and Sunday. And even today, it might be difficult to find all the civil servants. And if they didn't find them before the office closed today, which should be about 4 p.m., and get everybody to sign, it basically says here that the government is refusing to pay. That is what they're saying. Okay, if they're saying, and let's just pull that back up again. In fact, let me see if I can split screen that one. Nice, yeah. If they're saying here that, and again, that they want all relevant government departments have been notified and members are encouraged to acknowledge receipt by signing yes and no and returning the circular to the Cabinet Office no later than February 24th. So in other words, they want these people to sign and bring that. Had it been the new National Party do something like that, the ministerial complex is locked down tomorrow. It was locked down. You were seeing armband and you were seeing everybody coming outside and stand up outside of the ministerial complex at a particular time. Or you were seeing them walking from the stadium over to the ministerial complex and then coming and stand outside the ministerial complex. And they would have been joined by the teachers. And bank and general workers would have found themselves there. You'd have seen some of the other trade unions joining and coming with them. And you'd have seen all of them in front of the ministerial complex and telling the government, all you wicked, all you wicked, all you wicked. But because it's Deacon Mitchell and he government, all of them gone on mute. The Grenada Union of Teachers leadership has gone on mute. They have nothing to say. All of them go on mute. The regional body, the only union stand up, the only union that has stood up with the Public Workers Union is the Grenada Technical and Allied Workers Union and the regional body. So other trade unions in other countries are very concerned with what is taking place in Grenada when it comes to trade unionism. The attempt, glaring attempt by this administration to do two things. One, to affect the outcome of the union elections through their arbitrary action. That's one. They are trying their very best to affect the outcome of the union elections by the actions that they are taking. So they hook a fish and they reeling it in and they're waiting for our next man to unhook it if he end up getting into the boat. So they are affecting, they are interfering in the union elections. All you ever see the New National Party do that? Have you all ever seen the government of Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell saying, that is the person we want and this is the person we want and we don't want that one and we want this one? You might have individual people who support the NNP that might say, I support that man or I don't support that man. But you have never seen the New National Party getting involved in who's supposed to be. You have executive members of the NDC endorsing people. You have activists and executive members of the NDC going around with people. And then government put something in place that person saying that they support. So you understand how this government is cutting off the legs of the union. Not just strangling them financially, but also directly, not indirectly, directly trying to affect the union elections. So they are saying to the members here that before the end of the workday today, they were supposed to sign something and bring it in. They're basically telling the union still, hey, we're not putting that in place. So what happens if a quarter of the workers got that letter in today? What happens if only a quarter of them were able to get that letter in? What happens if 10% of them got it in? Is the government then going to say that that is an indication that the workers are not interested in having that done? Are they going to say, let that union dead? We ain't care. Because really and truly, they don't want the burdens of unions because of the things that they are doing, like just arbitrarily sending people down to the public workers, the PSC, Public Service Commission, without any cause or case except that the person is perceived to be a supporter of the New National Party. They have down to electoral officers putting on NDC t-shirts and going in NDC function, jumping up like jackrabbit. All sorts of public workers doing it. But because they see a member speak to a member of the NNP, I remember once a particular civil servant stand up in tongue. No, years I know the individual, me and them cool. Stand up and talking to me in tongue. Some one of them Mako pass and see the individual. By the time they got back to the ministerial complex, they were removed from every single WhatsApp group of that particular department. Every single WhatsApp group projects that they were working on was immediately removed from them. because they were seen speaking with Sheldon Scott, and God above, we wasn't speaking anything about what's going on in any ministry. Nothing like that is a friend. So people can't have friends. It's illegal to have friends in Grenada right now. All you're wicked. And you know, back in the days, I have to give Jackie jacket. A person like to give Jack the jacket and Joan she blouse. Don't worry, I'll go take the phone calls in a while. Like to give Jackie jacket, Joan she blouse. Senator Andre Lewis, to his credit, did warn them about the present leadership of this country. Yeah? On the 1st of May 2022, I must give Jack the jacket. He did warn them about the present leadership of this country.
As it stands right now, comrades, we are bringing something to your attention for the very first time. Those who have not heard it before, we want you to pay particular attention. As it stands right now, the bourgeoisie class, under the leadership of the corporate lawyer, we are bringing something to your attention for the very first time. Those who have not heard it before, we want you to pay particular attention. As it stands right now, the bourgeoisie class, under the leadership of the corporate lawyer.
Again, who's the corporate lawyer? But anyway, let me go ahead.
Has got the courts up to the Privy Council level to rule that workers do not have access to the courts to seek justice in their employment on most trade dispute matters. I want you to remember that, comrades. Comrades, there are many of them. They are coming before us. I want you to remember this and calling on us. As it stands right now, there are those who have fought us in the court to ensure that workers cannot take matters to the court. And as we start right now, comrades, let me say, workers' issues must not be colored by politics. Let me repeat, workers' issues must...
But they wasn't listening to you. I think so. They probably went to the bar or something. Senator Andre Lewis, I think when he was talking, some of them probably went to the bar, because right after you talked there, they went and do exactly what he was warning them about. But anyway, we're seeing the outcome of it right now.
Must not be colored by politics. These are bread and butter issues. Whether you're green, whether you're yellow, whether you're red, whether you're blue, bread and butter issues must not be colored. Because this court judgment here affects all of us. Affects all of us. And there are those who made their bread and butter by fighting us. This must be all across the line, comrades. As we stand, beat any of the Mitchells. I don't care which Mitchell. A Mitchell is a Mitchell. Be Dr. Mitchell or the other Mitchell. Comrades, once they come before us, we must not compromise. On one hand, we have the Dr. Mitchell who has taken us we have fought them in the court. And then we have the others who have fought us in the court. These are bread and butter issues. And I will be failing in my duty, comrades. I will be failing in my duty if I don't address these matters. At the end of the day, vote for who you want. But do it unconsciously. Do it to the full knowledge that bread and butter issues must not be mixed with politics. You cannot take out your ID card. You cannot take out your card membership in a party politics and go to a supermarket. We have that duty. Comrades, the case of Sister Angel Williams against Case Park, Calabash Hotel. So I'm giving you the information. Don't take my word for it. Google it. Go online. At the level of the High Court, at the level of the Court of Appeal. Comrades, as it stands right now, I will call upon the government of Grenada through Charles Peter David, the Minister for Labour, to urgently ensure that the legislative changes are made. Comrades, we have been fighting the Breweries matters. We have been fighting the Brewery matters since 2012. And there are efforts made to stop us from being able to go to the court for justice for these workers. Comrades, these are the facts.
These are the facts. Yeah? So give Jackie jacket. He was saying at that point in time, he was telling people exactly who the present Prime Minister is. Because when he spoke about the Indra Williams case, I wonder if I could find Indra Williams. Yeah, let's see if we could find that one online, boy. Yeah, Calabash. Yeah, Calabash. Yeah, so Case Park. Yeah, I think we find that day. Let's see. Right. Let's see who's that. Nice. Right. Yeah. All right. I'm trying to get the full case itself. Okay, no, I think I need to go back one. And I probably need to bring it up here under the Supreme Court. Yeah, I'm just trying to find the case because we want to find out who are the lawyers involved in taking away the rights of the yeah, okay, right, yeah. Because I think if we're looking here, and this is the case of in the Supreme Court, yeah, I think Indra Williams and Case Park Company trading as Calabash Hotel. Appearances, Mr. Ruggles Ferguson Chambers for the claimant, that is for Miss Williams, and Miss Kita Chaichan of Mitchell and Company of counsel for the defendant. Mitchell and, okay, we know which law firm that is, right? Okay. And they fought this case all the way up to the Privy Council to deny workers their rights. Yeah, and it's easy to find, and you just go online and you could type it in and you will find out about Indra Williams. Yeah, the case is there. It's online. You could go and you could see all that was said in that case. To deny workers in Grenada the right to take their matters to court. If you go through your arbitration and all of that and that didn't work, that your final thing you could do is go to court. Who was the person that was in charge of that particular case to ensure that that right was removed from workers to go to the courts? The same person sitting in the seat of Prime Minister right now who has just withheld the dues that are due to the Public Workers Union that legally are supposed to be sent to the Public Workers Union within 15 days of them collecting it. It's supposed to be sent to the Public Workers Union. Yet still, I think it's November and December payments still outstanding. I think they give them some kind of thing like January or something and they're still holding back money from them. There are people working in the union. There are people working in the union building. The union have the utilities and different things that they have to handle as well. But that is how they are being treated. So this issue is not a simple issue, friends. This issue is an issue that you may say does not directly affect you because you're not working with the public workers as a civil servant and you're not paying dues to the Public Workers Union. But remember, there is the effect that not having a union, because this could be replicated with other unions, probably unions that are representing you. Because if the government, you know, the chief bargeon in the land, if the government has been able to get through with doing this to the Public Workers Union, TAU, GUT, GMMIWU, if they still exist, Bank and General Workers Union, all of you, Seamen and Waterfront Workers Union, all unions in danger. The police union, the prisons union, the nurses, who are generally under the Public Workers Union, but you know they have the Nurses Association. Everybody is in danger. Because if they get rid of the unions, who is left to defend you? Who is left to defend you? If that had been done, the same thing that we're speaking about here, if this had been done under a new National Party administration, friends, would there be old pan dragging in the road? Would there be old pan dragging in the road right now? But because the unions have already been neutered, union can't call no strike. Let's just be honest. TAU might get through because they have workers in certain places like Grenada and Nawasa and so on. TAU might be able to pull a thing. But the Public Workers Union is being destroyed. And they were being destroyed outwardly. And now there's an attempt to destroy them from inside. That is what is taking place. And it has been a concerted effort. We on Talking Points have been saying it for the past 2.5 years. There's been a concerted effort by this administration to destroy the union. You telling me that the Public Workers Union going through this Not another union, with the exception of Tau in Grenada, open their mouth and say anything. So they mean, well, we getting with dues, we ain't bothering with that. They should do it to all you next. Let me see who will stand up with all you. When the Public Workers Union gone, who's standing up with all you? Who is going to stand with you? It is a sickening situation. It is a dangerous situation. I hear trouble in Grenada. Serious situation. A troubling situation. Yeah? And we have to understand what is taking place when it comes to what is being done by the government with the unions. We have to understand what is taking place there and the danger, the overreach of this government. They do not respect, yeah? They do not respect institutions. So they don't respect the unions. Remember, it is the same Prime Minister. I don't have the clip here tonight, but I could play it another night. Who said that he got a letter from the Public Workers Union and it was nonsense. It's the same Prime Minister that was saying that. You get a letter from the trade unions as nonsense. Cast it off as nonsense in an arrogant manner. The same individual who has been fighting against workers and against unions for years. Yet still, on May the 1st, 2025, the chance will still be against not that Mitchell, but against Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. The chance are not going to be against that Mitchell, who caught in their throat slowly and watching them in the eye when he doing it. It will not be chance against him. He coming and walking between them and grin. But the chance are going to be against people who have not been in office here for the last 2.5 years. But it's them they go in and march and put up placard against. I would have said some other things, but let me save that. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers to call. I could call now. Call now. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. And we've got a caller online. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, how you do, Papa?
There, man.
Man, if it was the next Mitchell. Oh, yo.
Well, I tell you, I have lived to see. I have lived to see today. You see, as the Bible says, what goes wrong comes wrong. When you sleep in bed with the devil turn around and bite you. This is what happening to the unions today. They have destroyed themselves. Because why they destroy themselves? Because they will hate one man. You understand? So they don't care if they sleep in bed with the devil. But right about now, the devil turn back now and bite them. That's good. Thank you.
All right, my brother. And you know, the other thing with this is simply this, huh? Now, again, I will never, ever tell somebody don't support their political party. I would hope that they support mine. But I would never tell somebody don't support that political party or don't support that political party. Support which political party you want to support. But at least do so sensible now. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead, brother. You're good. Watch now. Hey, before you go forward, we're speaking in code now. You're working on the thing.
I'll try to get
no. All we going to say is yes or no.
You are trying to work on it. I'm working on it.
All right, good. Go ahead now, man.
Yes, Sheldon. Sheldon, when I look at this government, and what the present Prime Minister...
1 second, just load the volume in the back of you. Because it's coming through and throwing us off. So I'm sure the listeners who are listening, it might be throwing them off a bit. So just lower it a little bit. They lower it there for you.
You hear better now? Better now?
We don't want to hear nothing in the background there. So make sure it's off and just cut and go through. You could always go back and hear yourself.
Yes.
All right. So cut and go through.
The present government, the present Prime Minister, what he used to do before and presently. You have the Prime Minister. He never represents workers. Whenever the workers have any conflict, who is to be the line representing the companies is the present Prime Minister.
Well, let me ask you a question. All the people who lost their jobs at the St. George University,
Yeah,
who was it, who was the legal firm that was writing these people?
He
Okay,
from,
all right. Okay, I was just making sure people. I want to make sure people know because I know the workers know.
yeah, the
All
workers
right.
know.
Mhm.
The hotel again, Koyaba hotel again. He was the lie again. Look at the Grand Lake again. Grand Lake again. He was the lie representing Grand Lake. Right? That government, that person never represent the people. Right? And yet the people go and they give him the blessing. They vote for him. Yeah, why they vote for him? Because he comes with so much of fancy and nice talk. Permanent. Everybody will be permanent. Right? Contract work is illegal. And see, this prime minister, he has a plan. He had a plan. A plan was to lie, to deceive the workers of Grenada, Carriacou, and Peter Martinique. Right? He know definitely once he get them to support him, what he is doing right now, that is the plan to destroy the union. To destroy the union. And you see what the union should mind the business. Instead of the mind the business, look at Mayday, Sheldon. You have the president of the union teachers were fighting against a sister union, saying how the workers, the public workers, trying to make the government look bad and asking the government to get rid of the union. The president and them, and other Daisy Hazard and them, they're trying to sabotage the government. The government was failing this because you have some men there who call themselves ministers. They have no idea. They never managed nothing in their life. But nobody become ministers. They just riding high and high and high up in the sky, traveling every day, and no plan to govern. No plan to govern the country. And what they come in there to get money and to fatten the pocket, and the people are going to carry on Peter Martin suffering. So I'm calling on the Grenadians. Let us come together. There was a party before the election that they know that party that cares about you, love you, and things were better under NMP. And right now, Grenada is in trouble. Your Grenada, I could see Grenada have a leader. They don't have a leader. A leader is someone who cares and love people and try to live for people. But what you are seeing, this government, headed by the Prime Minister, is the biggest culprit. He only lifting up himself, his pocket, and his friend of the back of the poor people going to carry on Peter Martin. Brother Sheldon, have a blessed night.
Blessed night to you as well, my brother, and work on that thing. Work on that thing. All right, blessings. 440-7377-347-329-3. Well, they want to know what we're working on. No, I'm not telling all you. 440-7377-347-329-3101. And let me say a special good night. A special good night to our listeners in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. I've been hearing some stuff coming out of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and it would be rude, really. I could do piece of it tonight, but I really need a whole program to focus on what is really taking place there now. Because you see, we have to remember statements like let me see. I wonder if I could find that one, boy. Yeah, let me see if we could find statements like, we must remember certain statements that were made. Yeah? So let me see if we could find a statement that was made there, right? Okay, before we go to that, let's take that call on the right. We have a call on the line. Hello, good night.
Yes, Sheldon, yes. I'm turning my volume down now for my TV.
But we're not hearing anything in the background, so you go ahead.
It's down. It's all the way down.
No, we're not hearing it, so you go ahead. Yeah. It's good.
Yes. This is the guy calling from the Nutmeg State in Connecticut. So I'm gonna speak at 9:27 in Grenada. I'm gonna speak for like 3 minutes, and I'm gonna turn my TV back on volume to listen your comments.
No problem, sir. You go ahead.
In 1975, I was in Grenada, and I remember that was the era of the Green Beast. I think I was in Form 5, when they used to beat up people and so on, the Green Beast. And there was a commission of inquiry then, okay? Then there was one again, it was called, I think it was the Dufus Commission. Then there was one again in 2006-7, that was the briefcase thing, right? I think so, with Dr. Mitchell. Okay? And then there was one in 2013 were the Integrity Commission. How can this opposition get a commission of inquiry? Now, the one in 2013 is based on the travel of the government and all the spending. Who commissioned a commission of inquiry? How can the opposition do a commission of inquiry to the whereabouts and what this government is doing? Because, I mean, we all are talking on the radio. We have Pierre, we have you have everybody, and so on. It's all talk. How can any opposition or anybody or any government body enact a commission of inquiry into what these guys are doing? Because we could all talk. I mean, because I remember in Gary, 1975, the police, I was a Gary, right? And I could go and party, but my friends who were GNP, they couldn't go out because they know my father was a Gary, right? And they're afraid the Green Beast and the police and Greenpeace and them and them from this area. And there was a commission of inquiry with, now the briefcase, you know about the briefcase thing, we found nothing. 2013, there was the inquiry. Why cannot we get a commission of inquiry now? I'm going to hang up and I'm going to turn my volume up. Good night.
Good night to you, my friend. And no, it's not that you can't get a commission of inquiry. There are certain ways it could be triggered. If I remember correctly, one could be called by the Governor General, could put one in place. The Integrity Commission could start a commission of inquiry in relation to certain activities. Once a proper report with detailed information is presented to them, they can then proceed to activate an investigation, a commission of inquiry in relation to a particular allegation. So there are various mechanisms that can be used for it. The difference is, back in the days of the New National Party, there was a thing called civil society that seems to have disappeared and dissipated under the National Democratic Congress. So there is no such thing called civil society. You have Cassandra Mitchell, I think is the only one that is here. You have Cassandra Mitchell. That's it. You no longer have civil society here in Grenada. You don't hear from the agent's been gone lots of years, but their very braggadocious leader was one individual that continued writing and articulating various issues that she thought were necessary to dispose of the New National Party government. All of a sudden, with all that has been happening now, she finds herself very silent. You, Sandra Ferguson, finds herself very silent at this point in time. Nothing to say. Nothing to say. She's very quiet. You have all the allegations that are being made against this government. Many of them worse than anything that you have heard under the period of time of the New National Party administration. But civil society get mutitis. All of them hypocrite like Sandra. They lose their voice as saying it as it is. Who vex because they can't carry me to court for the truth. All of them used to say what they say to get rid of the New National Party. New National Party gone, so now sin all of a sudden is blessings. So they could do whatever it is that they want now as a government, and none of them, not one, has redeemed themselves by coming out and speak on a particular issue and say the government is wrong. Do you think Reno or Renew or whatever they name could I be going up in St. George Northwest and doing what they're doing in Woodford and Boucherjou? Back in the days, Friends of the Earth would have find themselves out from these days. Friends of the Earth would have find themselves out and be speaking on that issue. No environmental impact assessment. At least when the New National Party was doing projects, there were environmental impact assessments that are available that were done on those projects. And still the NNP get fight down. But a company can come and basically put an asphalt plant right next to a pre-primary school with people, look at children going there. And these same hypocrites have nothing to say. All of a sudden they get accused them hypocrite. All of them. So I'm saying it as it is. I ain't lying. I'm talking the truth. Who don't want to talk the truth, who don't want to hear the truth, I am sorry. But I'm saying it as it is. They are a bunch of hypocrites. And that's a fact. You think some of the things that are taking place now under this administration could have taken place and they didn't jump on the bandwagon, they'd have article in the Grenada Informer. There'd have been article in the Grenadian Voice. There'd have been article in the New Today, Yesterday, or whatever they just call that newspaper. They would have made sure that they send the article to Now Grenada to be published. They would have also ensure that they spread it as far as possible to as much social media pages. They would have asked GBN to have a Beyond the Headlines program specific to this and still have 2 or 3 to-the-point programs in relation to it and even do a press conference on top of that to get into the news on top of it. Then they would have still go and stand up in front of the project with a set of placard and protest against it. Not because they had a problem with it, but they had a problem with Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell and the New National Party and Grenadians seeing it now. Because the time will come when this government will be going, and that is sooner rather than later. Expect all them hypocrites to find back their tongue where they leave it down in Levera. Expect it, because it's coming. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers you can call to get on the inside. Yeah? Yeah, all Ray, Sandra, all of them, they lose the tongue. Yeah? All the one down in what's the one down there? Always calling all them different program. Oh God, your name slipping me right now. Yeah? But folks, anyway, we are going and touch a little bit on Carriacou. I just wanted to remind you all of this. Yeah, let me see if we could remember what my friend was saying here. Yeah.
Process, we will do what we me as your member of parliament and me as a kayak. Let's be real. There are many of us as kayaks, many of you as kayaks who could afford to rebuild your homes. There are many people that could afford to rebuild their homes. Don't ask me, I'm telling you. And yes, you want the government to rebuild your house for you. I find that real unfair. You could afford to rebuild your home. You have the money sitting in the bank to rebuild your house, your home, or to do your roof, and you want the government to do it for you. I mean, this is sad. I mean, wherever we hear that from, we have to do better than that. So yes, the government will do everything that it can to assist, and that is why we announce the measures as it relates to the tax-free measures on building materials and supplies, and tax-free measures as it relates to imported items, household items and so on that you've lost during the hurricanes, so that you can go and do what you have to do. But you can't expect the government to do everything for you. That is impossible. There's no government in the world, not even the former administration that are running them out about what we're doing for the people, because they didn't half of the things that we're doing. They have not done that.
And it's correct. We do more than half. We do about triple, quadruple of the things that you're doing. You're building a road. We do nearly every road in Carriacou. And now we're starting to redo some of them that we do. And the 1 or 2 that we didn't do, that's what you're going to do. So yes, we didn't do half. We do nearly 300% of whatever it is that you're doing now. So that was a truthful statement. And so, but in other words, he was basically saying, you have your money, go and build your damn place. You only have all your money and thing. All you come in and ask government. All you fast. All you asking government to do things. But remember, he also made this statement, and he made this statement on the let me see, that would be the 12th of September. Yeah, the statement was made on the 12th of September. Let's hear what the parliamentary rep for Carriacou had to say on the 12th of September. Let's hear what he had to say there.
And as much as there are people that are saying nothing is happening in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, I'm happy to announce that we started without even a launch. We started building the project Build Back Better houses. So as of today, we have 2 projects, Build Back Better homes that are being built, and tomorrow another 2 will start. The intention is by December, we will have 50 of those homes built.
By when? Because he was saying this in September of last year. Eh? So let me hear how much homes that were supposed to be built by December. Because remember, he said that they had 3 that were being built and a 4th one was due to start. That was in September last year, 2024. Not September 2025. That ain't reached yet. September 2024. This is the MP for Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Let's hear him again.
The intention is by December, we will have 50 of those homes built so that 50 families can have present. So I want to thank the Minister for Mobilization and Implementation, the Action Ministry, the ministry that unplugs and unclogs things, the minister.
Yeah, you know a lot about unplug and unclog things. But anyhow.
And the ministry that knows how to get things done.
Yeah, anyhow, right. So we hear him there about who does unplug and unclog thing and all kind of thing. And speaking about the homes in Carriacou, that 50 homes were supposed to be built in Carriacou. And then after that, on top of those 50 homes in Carriacou, we heard this. Let me hear the member of parliament for South St. George. Let's see what he had to say in relation to that.
Work. We did the model first to ensure that everything is proper, so that we know when we proceed, we are proceeding with speed. And I firmly believe this. If you give me 6 hours to cut a tree, I will take 4 hours to plan and prepare. Because I know when I'm going through with speed. And that was our intention. So now the model is there.
The model is there. So that's September we're talking here. Remember, this is not last month. This is not February. This is not January. And these is people who like to talk about implementation rates. So 50 of the Build Back Better houses were supposed to have been built in Carriacou by December. So right now we should have been past that. Anyway, let me finish here what the gentleman has to say here. Let me hear.
We have proven to those who doubted it, to those who want to be on the wrong side of history, we have proven to them that the model was built, and now Honorable Tevin Andrew has committed to complete 50 by the end of the year, and we are committing, P.S. Clark, yes, and ministry, we are committing to do over 100. I have more in my head, but over.
You're committing to do how much by the end of the year? You committing to do how much? Right. So the other MP, also known as Mr. Pinky, say you're going to be doing 50. You saying you're doing how much?
50 by the end of the year. And we are committing, P.S. Clark, yes, and ministry, we are committing to do over 100. I have more in my head, but over 100.
They must have laughed at him and shoot, but anyhow, go ahead.
The ending of this year. We have already identified families and so. The ministry has already visited some families in the St. Patrick's area. And I'm proud to announce, Minister Cornwall and Mr. Andel, I just got information. We have signed over 40 contracts already with contractors.
St. Patrick people, St. Mark people, tell me if 100 are the Build Back Better houses have been built up in all your area. Now, I really want to know. Because remember, these houses are supposed to take 3 weeks, you know. The engineer tell the man, he say, boy, that thing can't build in 3 weeks. The engineer say that he can't build it. So Tevin say he build it 50, he say he build it 100. But let me see how much Tevin build. Let me see. We must have a report some way. Yeah, all right, yeah. Let's see if Tevin actually build. We don't want to think, we want to see if Tevin build the houses. Wait, where's this? There's the Grenada Informer. Inside Carriacou, Petit Martin. That February 21st. That last weekend. Today's the 24th. So this February 21st, 2025. The first 3 families received Build Back Better homes. But wasn't the promise 50 before Christmas? Of the Build Back Better homes? No, we're not speaking about the prefab that the Trinidadians do. I'm glad for who got the homes, but that wasn't the promise. Promise? Hey. Yeah? The first 3 families displaced by Hurricane Beryl have received keys to their newly constructed homes. Remember, these homes was built since September last year, according to the minister. Initiative to provide safe and resilient housing for affected residents. On Saturday, so that's the week before, right? Minister for Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs, Tevin Andrews, presented the keys. And they give the names of the individuals here, which I don't necessarily find is necessary for tonight's program. Yeah, leave people in the tank. Nice, right. But yeah, so the figure changed from 50 to 3. So even though you're supposed to have 3 starting, remember he said they had 3 that was started. Let's see if we could find him here. He had 3. that were already started, and we're speaking here of, not 12th, the 17th, is it 12th of September? Right, somewhere around there. Right. He already had 3 started, and there was supposed to be a 4th one started. Remember, these houses are supposed to take 3 weeks to build. They promised that they're going to do 50 because we in the New National Party and the rest of the Grenadian public, apparently, we don't know anything about house construction, and we don't know anything about planning, and we don't know anything about how our ministry operates. We don't know about the ins and outs of the entire thing. So we probably didn't know what we're talking about. So them know what they was talking about, and they was going to do 50 houses. Yeah? They say, let me hear again.
And as much as there are people that are saying nothing is happening in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, I'm happy to announce that we started without even a launch. We started building the project Build Back Better houses. So as of today, we have 2 projects Build Back Better homes that are being built, and tomorrow another 2 will start.
So right, so they have 2 and another 2. This is back in September, remember? This is not month. This is back in September. So let's hear him again. Nothing was taking place in Carriacou. We talk about, okay, we shouldn't say nothing, all right.
As of today, we have 2 projects Build Back Better homes that are being built, and tomorrow another 2 will start. The intention is by December, we will have 50 of those homes built.
Yeah, so you had 2 and another 2, right.
Projects Build Back Better homes that are being built, and tomorrow another 2 will start. The intention is by December.
So 2 and another 2 and the intention. So if we're talking about implementation rate, somebody do the calculation. What's the implementation rate of building those houses? Yeah? If they had to build 50 by December, and it took them until nearly in March, towards the end of February, to be able to hand over 3 of them out of the 4. Yeah? And they only just starting 3 in Petit Martinique. But I don't want to get into that Petit Martinique talk deep because it's a lot I have to say about Petit Martinique. Yeah? And things that are going on in Petit Martinique. Is a lot I have to say about that. Right? But we hear him, yeah. 50 houses, yeah. By then. And again, let me make sure you see the newspaper here. Yeah, the newspaper here says, on Friday the 21st, and then the houses were handed over the week before. So that is around the week of the 15th, the 14th, 15th there. All right, so first 3 families received their Build Back Better homes. 3. None receive it by Christmas, but 3 get it in February. And remember, this at a point in time as well, let me move this. This at a point in time as well, that the government has said that they are going to reinstitute VAT on other items, and if you have to get the VAT off in relation to the building materials, you will have to get a letter from the Burial Assistance Support, or whatever they call it, program. You'll have to go and get a letter from them. It have one lady waiting since September last year for she letter to go and organize her material and things. She used her own money to go and get. She didn't wait on government to give her money. She little money that she has saved up, she used, and she's still waiting. Plus, you hear the stories of many others in Carriacou who are still waiting. Yeah? You hear the stories of what they are going through in Carriacou and Petit Martinique right now, and I can't stay quiet in relation to it. According to Pastor Lewis, I can't stay quiet. I have to talk. Not when I see them kind of thing. Yeah? Because they were told that it would take longer than the 3 days. They were told, remember the engineer take himself out of the whole thing, Ollie.
Honorable Williams told me, say, this have to be done in 3 weeks. I joke my calculator, say, Mr. Minister, it's impossible. Concrete, 3 to 7 days, you'll get 50% of the strength. We have to wait for certain things to cure to move on. Juice, we need it in 3 weeks. We had discussion with our contractors, other engineers, they say 8 weeks. So what we had to do was streamline the processes, and we did deliver a model house in 3.5 weeks.
In the Lime St. George's, there is a beautiful 2-bedroom house, stand there, testament of the fact that we delivered. People could feel free to go and look at a tangible result of a model house.
Yes, indeed. So the man take himself out because he mean now. We did tell all you, anything happen now, he go say, listen, we did say it can't be done in 3 weeks because cement need that time to settle and all of that. So I want to know now, from those of you who are located, domiciled, or visit on a regular basis St. Patrick, all you get 100 between Ole and St. Mark, all you get 100 yet? They had 40 contractors, you know. So at least if only get half of the 100 by the time the end of the year came, because we hearing stories, you know, we hearing people who even apply for contract to build house, man go in and meet them in the house and give them contract, and some of these people and them, they take in contract and they go in, yeah, they being told go and collect payment and go in and collect payment, and they being told drop envelope with such and such amount in certain places. That is what we hear. People that didn't even apply for a contract to build a house. You understand? Hey, that you was quite amount there as a contractor. You name them and or just go to ID, collect the check. They go to collect the check. Hey, but this check is for more than a. Don't worry about that. Go and change the check and drop that bit here in an envelope. Let me warn the people in the office who collecting the envelope and them on behalf of other people. You're just as guilty. We like to say thing about people are telling all you, just getting all you warning. All you're just as guilty. All right. Okay, Papa. Yeah, but then again, we have to remember too, is our minister who did tell us this, you know. So we have to know our minister who did say this to us once. Let me see if we could hear what he said there. Yeah. Let me see if we can.
Joking and have a good time. Let me tell you something again, right? What people don't know about me. If you give me a chance, I will talk shit for the holy. If you give me a chance, I will talk shit for the holy. If you give me a chance, I will talk shit for the holy. If you give me a chance, I will talk shit for the holy. If you give me a chance, I will talk shit for the holy.
Right? Yeah, we know that. All right, Minister. All right. We need to hear the rest of you. All right. We've pretty much figured that out a while ago. Yeah, we pretty much figured that part out. We pretty much figured that part out for ourselves. All right, folks, let me take a few of your calls before we run out of time. 440-7377, 347-329. Yet have a lot more I could play. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 30-something clips. 440-7377, 347-329, 310. Salon. But tell me, what going on up there, man? Only got 100 houses up there yet. The man take gain only 100 houses. And what? He didn't say 100, you know. He said over 100. Yeah? He said over 100. Only getting over 100 houses. You understand? So, have you all gotten that in St. Patrick? St. Patrick East, let me hear you all. St. Patrick West, let me hear you all. Have you all gotten that 100 houses? Yeah? Have you all gotten it? We want to know. Because that is the man that has talked about implementation rate and NNP couldn't implement and NNP couldn't implement. When we were warning them that this talk about 3 weeks ain't go work, they forced the point. They forced the point. Yeah? They forced the point about it because they want to say, well, all you don't know what they're talking about. Then they take from September to February before they could finish the house. Not 3 months, not 3 weeks, you know. Not even 3 months. They nearly take 6 months before they could finish the house. Yeah? They nearly take that about that time. Look, we have a call on the line. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello?
Sheldon, bro. Yeah, good night. How you doing, brother?
St. Patrick's people, where them 100 house? Are they getting 100 house, sir? Hello?
Yeah, Sheldon, I lie, yo. There's no 100 house. Where in St. Patrick? Where? So I could go research it myself. Where? I lie. They started a lot of houses, a couple of houses, but they never finish it. Even myself, they're building a little house for me. I'm still waiting 6-7 months. They haven't completed the house, you know.
But that's supposed to take 3 weeks. So I mean, you ain't talking the truth, man. That's supposed to take 3 weeks.
Okay, brother. Watch tomorrow. I'll take a recording of the whole thing and I'll send it for you.
No, I believe
and
you.
You'll see.
I believe you. I just pulling your leg.
I lied. I just lied. You know, they're telling people a lot of lies. They start, but they start, they haven't finished. But I lied. They never complete 100 hours. Okay, find out where, and I'll research it.
Yeah, because we really want to know. Because you remember, there's a person that has speak about implementation and implementation and so on. So we want to know where those houses have been completed and built. Yeah, we want to know.
Anyway, find out where. River Sally, St. Mark's. Just find out where. Anyway, I'll find out. They're lying, misleading the public.
All right, my brother. Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
La. Yeah, that's Trinidad Parang. Yeah. Let me hear something. I wonder if we are enough time. Let me hear one more thing from the minister before we go, man. Here we go.
And people, I'm hearing some folks on the other side talking about the money that MIT is getting. Money that MIT is getting is putting it back. Is the money goes back to the ordinary man on the ground. The ordinary man it's going back to their pocket. Now, Project Build Back Better. What we could have done, we could have gone the way of prefab.
Oh, you could have gone the way of prefab? Oh, okay. You could have gone the way of prefab. Let me hear. Everybody, shh, let me listen carefully.
Pocket. Now, Project Build Back Better. What we could have done, we could have gone the way of prefab and getting companies from outside to come and do the prefab method to build back. But guess what? If we do that, the funds that was approved for MIT, that money will be going to Miami and all these other places. But we say no. Let's do this model. So companies like Hubbard's and Mahon and Postal and all these places and them, the money can spend back right there.
Let me hear you again. So Ollie wasn't doing no prefab, right?
Right. Back to their pocket. Now, Project Build Back Better. What we could have done, we could have gone the way of prefab and getting companies from outside to come and do the prefab method to build back. But guess what? If we do that, the funds that was approved for MIT, that money will be going to Miami and all these other places. But we say no. Let's do this model. So companies like Hubbard's and Mahon and Postal and all these places and them, the money can spend back right there.
Okay, so we ain't doing no prefab houses in Grenada. We're not gonna do any prefab houses. We're not going to be doing prefab houses in the state of Grenada because we want the companies here to make the money.
15 of 27 prefabricated houses sponsored by Trinidad-based volunteer organization Hands That Serve have arrived in Carriacou. The houses, which will be fully furnished, are part of housing support in the rebuilding process following the passage of Hurricane Beryl. Minister for Carriacou and Petty Martinic Affairs and the local government, Honorable Tevin Andrews, has extended appreciation to Hands That Serve for their contribution. Housing construction has been one of the major concerns since the hurricane. Minister Andrews noted that the government of Grenada, through the Ministry of Carriacou and Petty Martinic Affairs, is providing material support for the restoration of roofs. Other housing support is being provided through Project Build Back Better, with 10 such houses presently under construction. Andrews said other housing initiatives will soon be announced.
Okay, yeah, we ain't doing no prefab houses. We ain't into that. No, because when you do the prefab houses, the money does go outside. So we ain't doing prefab houses and that kind of thing. Anyhow, folks, we're quickly coming to the end of tonight's program. Yeah, we're quickly coming to the end of tonight's program. All right, nice. Yeah, but we ain't doing prefab. I'm going down the road of prefab. No, we ain't doing no prefab houses. Not in Grenada. We're not doing prefab. Yeah. Because the money going to end up in the hands of companies outside of Grenada and that kind of thing. So we going to do the Build Back Better houses where you get the approval and them kind of things. That's how we're going to do the thing. Anyway, folks, before we end tonight, let me make sure I just remind you all. These fellas just put their foot in their mouth all the time. Yeah, let me just remind you all of the various activities that we have coming up. So remember the barbecue luncheon and fundraiser that's coming up on the 29th of March. You got some time for that one. So make sure you save up, you link up, and then you head up. All right, so that's the 29th of March, taking place at the River Sally Hard Court, the St. Patrick East branch of the New National Party. And that starts at midday, going up until 10 p.m. And of course, they've got chicken, pork, fish, barbecue, and they have different meals and sides and all kind of things, salad, chow mein, rice and peas, ting. All right, so that's the St. Patrick East branch of the New National Party. Then remember this Friday, not next week, not last week, no week after, this Friday the 28th, the after work climb at the New National Party headquarters. Come on across, they have games going on. Come and see if you could beat me in domino. You never know. I ain't played domino for a while. Yeah, come and see if you could beat me in a game of domino. Right? Yeah, all you have to take on the political leader. Yeah, the political leader will be there knocking some domino in there. You have to come and try a thing. All right? So food and drinks on sale. That's going to be at the NNP headquarters starting from 4 p.m. The after work climb of the New National Party is going to be a wonderful one. The brunch of the New National Party New York support group, that's taking place on Sunday the 27th of April. So we're going to give you some more information as that gets closer. And of course, you could contact Kathy, Wilson, Wendy, Aisha in relation to it. We're going to give you those numbers again another night. We're quickly running out of time now. The Gilbert family reunion, I don't know how this one ended up in here. But anyway, Gilbert family reunion, what's the day there? Gilbert family reunion, that's taking place. What date this thing taking place, Papayo? The 20th of April. All right, yes. 10 a.m. So you could call 403-7635. If it's a Gilbert, call that number. Right. And the New National Party Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch, they've got the NNP Carriacou and Petit Martinique Carnival activities. That is going to be taking place on this weekend. So on Friday, they're going to be having the after work climb from 4:30 by the New National Party headquarters in Carriacou. So, mainland have, Carriacou have, right? A time for us, we put in one in Petit Martinique too just now. Right, March the 1st, from 7 a.m., we've got breakfast. That's going to be on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. They have breakfast starting at 7 a.m. And on Carnival Monday in Carriacou, that's next week Monday, which is a public holiday in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. It's going to be starting from 7 a.m., They've got the Juve morning breakfast. So before you take the oil oil, take your breakfast. All right, so you can head on out there. Good night to you, Senator, the Honorable Norland Cox. Good night to you, Max and Francis. Good night to you, Miss Blair. Good night to, watch. In fact, you know what? Good night to you, Ziggy. Good night to you as well, Miss Matteson. Good night to you, Bonfield. Good night to you as well. Good night to all my friends and family out there in Carriacou. The Duncan for Ira, we need to speak. Yeah, my Carriacou family, the Duncan, the Coy family. Good night to each and every cousin Margaret. Good night to you and Moulton. I hope you all having a wonderful night tonight. Uncle Ba, Auntie Sylvie, Melita, Jemlin, yeah, Bossy, all of you. What's good night to each and every one of you. I hope that you're having a fabulous night tonight. Stacy, I can't take Stacy, might have roughed me up if I didn't call you. Stacy, good night to you too. Right, good night to each and every one of you. Hope you're having a fabulous night. Ira, we need to talk. All right, so that's all the time for Talking Points tonight. Indeed, it was wonderful being here with you. And whatever you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. And one more before I go. Let me just play this one for the Nurses Association. It's people that help us, so we have to make sure and play their thing.
Now, this is what you have been waiting for. And by public demand, Grenada Nurses present a bus tour to South Dakota. 11 days and 10 nights in one exclusive package, 11th to 21st July 2025, all for $1,700. Visit Mount Rushmore, the Badlands and Black Hills of South Dakota, the Toledo Museum of Art, the Unique Journey Museum, the High Plains Western Heritage Center, the Wildlife Loop Road at Custer State Park, the spectacular Crazy House Memorial, and much more. Discover South Dakota and have yourself a treat. An unforgettable lifetime experience. For more information and reservations, check Joylyn Frederick at 718-496-3730, Wendy Maguire 917-602-1476, or Ryman Frederick at 646-322-8385. Join us, the Grenada Nurses. We are going to South Dakota. Call and book now to South Dakota.
Whatever you say, whatever you do, safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. I am out.
Tell you about my country.